Welcome back to Good Morning Sri Lanka. We're talking about obesity and how that particular theme affects a lot of kids right now, and it's a generation. It's a very current topic and a current trend that is taking over Sri Lanka and the globe in general. Yeah,
I can see you're very passionate about this topic as well. I know it might be cute for a child to be chubby, you know, the cute little chubby thing.
There's a difference between being chubby and being obese, and that's what we're talking about on the show today. We've got the best person, who we call the child guru.
Let's get a shot of her right now. Exactly. You see that? She's here. She's always been here. Arundhati Sivagurunathan on the show to speak about child obesity. We were just catching up on kids not. You actually brought up a great point about kids being on the internet and playing video games, and they don't know what to do outside. It's like a whole new world.
There's so much of health risks which are connected, and I think that will be our next question as well. Yeah. Because that's sort of an answer that so many people at home would be expecting from you, since you know what you're talking about in this field. What are the health risks that are associated with being obese, especially kids?
Well, physically it's type 2 diabetes, heart risk, cholesterol, fatty liver, joint pains, which is traditionally related to adults, but now with kids with obesity can have this. But that is the physical risk. But if you think of it on a psychological aspect, it will be low self-esteem, depression, and even being very antisocial. So that might lead to very severe psychological effects of the child.
Okay, let's get into the physical side first in detail first. Now you mentioned diabetes. Now I know that kids can get diabetes. When you said heart risk or whatnot, can that happen at a young age when they're just a child? Can that ever happen?
It starts from like when they are 2 years old.
How? That's interesting. I didn't know that.
It's wrong eating patterns. It can start anytime.
Right. So you need to always balance the level of carbohydrates, fats that you always eat. So it's a parent's duty, I guess, to monitor that since
always. You need to monitor the food intake and what you are giving the child and the portion. It's very important to give child-size portions to a child. Right? And you need to have food diary with your kids. You need to write down everything what they eat. This is not only for the child. Even if as parents, if you are trying to make a change in your lifestyle, you need to write down everything what you're eating, because you cannot do like very huge changes in eating patterns. It has to be done slowly and gradually. Right.
And I think since we're talking about the kids' perspective of being obese, I do think the parents have to consider this as a challenge, because this is the sort of trend that we look in the long run. So many people, so many kids are being overweight.
When you mentioned diets, I believe that we have a video about how to get your child on a diet.
We do?
We do. Let's take a look.
How to put your child on a diet. Although childhood obesity is becoming a national epidemic, you can use several strategies to help your child overcome a weight problem and lead a healthy life. You will need healthy foods, activities that promote exercise, and scheduled eating times. Optional, professional help. Always consult a physician before attempting any exercise or exercise plan. Step 1. Focus on healthy foods rather than putting your child on a strict diet. Eliminate high-calorie fillers and substitute healthy foods, such as raw vegetables in place of fried foods. Seek professional help if your child has an eating disorder or is obese. Step 2. Plan activities that keep your child moving and physically engaged, such as summer camp, karate class, dancing, or sports. Step 3. Share a balanced meal as a family and then shift to a fun activity like playing a game or going for a walk. Limit sedentary time with the TV, video games, and computers to a few hours a day. Step 4. Institute regular meal and snack times and restrict all-day snacking. Step 5. Eat right and exercise, and your child will more easily adopt a healthy lifestyle by following your lead. Did you know? One study found that 25% of obese adults were overweight as children.
What? Really? Is that true?
Yeah, you carry the weight into adulthood as well, and that's also another effect on child obesity.
Alright, so your child would never eventually grow out of that baby fat or that fat that he has when he's a kid. Well, here's a curious case that I wanted to mention. Now, me, I was a pretty chubby kid I was so chubby I was able to play American football. That's how chubby it was until I went through life, and then it just went away.
Yeah, see, you were chubby, but you were playing football. See, there was a balance.
You answered your own question, I guess.
I didn't think of that. No, but thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, that is true.
So you need to strike a balance. But what I was just about to ask before we jumped into the video was specifically the video mentioned that you need to limit your children to internet or online for a couple of hours per day. So the parents actually act a huge role in this. What sort of advice that you would like to give out the parents as well? Because the trend, as we talked about before, is that you always tend to give a lot of freedom to the kids, but you need to set the record straight and say, you know what, do this, because that's how our parents did us and raised us.
Well, number one is you need to put a child into a routine. That is very important. So when you're doing the routine, it affects their meal patterns, it affects their study patterns, it affects their TV watching or whatever pattern.
So basically create a timetable.
Always. Or a routine, just a routine. You just don't want to harass them too much and say, okay, 8 o'clock is this, 9 o'clock is this. You don't have to do that. But you stick to the routine, and you always have a log. As I said, like the food diary, you need to have a log to see how much of physical exercise he's doing and how much of sitting around he's doing at the house.
So I'd like to mention this. This is very interesting because last week we had the CEO of the Rugby Football Union, and he said, now we asked him this question about rugby players, and he said nutrition plays a huge role. If you start eating when you're at the age of 14 or 15 and like really eating the right stuff, you could be a big sportsman. That could be applied to this as the same thing to a child, I'm guessing. If you start at that early age with the right nutrition, with everything right that you need, that kid could be the next football star.
Or cricket star.
I had to mention that. I'm sorry. I had to.
The nutrition and the physical part of it goes hand in hand.
Right.
So it's very important.
And I think it helps mentally as well to build a lot of self-confidence, self-esteem, as you mentioned.
Concentration.
Yeah.
Works in an entire nutshell, but that's what it is.
It's a cycle. It's a huge cycle that plays, I think, Jason. Yeah.
Now I'm very
part of the cycle
about exercises. Now you said it could be anything.
Yeah.
And now the child is not going to run by himself. Obviously, he's not going to swim by himself. It's obviously going to be the parent's role that's going to take him to these things. And if a parent is a huge role model, he or she will have to run, swim with the child, being a good role model.
Not necessarily, but you need to set goals. Like as I said, you can't be the couch potato and expect the child to have a huge active lifestyle, right?
Because here's the thing, that's my excuse. I could be like, but you're sitting on the couch while I go and do this. Right? That's pretty much what they're going to say. So I guess you're right.
But you can get them involved into kids' activities as well, right? Because kids like to hang out with their kids' own age. They really don't like the parents always following them around, do this, do that, right? But you need to set a role for them, and you need to be an active person as well. Not that you need to get into the pool and swim with your child. Maybe while the child is having a swim, you can do something else. But make sure you're always involved in their lifestyle.
Right, so involvement is key, one of the key factors, a contributing factor to helping your child lose that
and the thing is, we should not focus on the weight as a goal. Like when a child is obese or overweight, you should not put that stress thinking like, okay, I need to get this child to lose weight. The goal should be healthy eating lifestyle, setting a healthy goal for the child, not trying to stress them out with the weight.
Oh, so it's pretty much instilling somewhat of a plan in their brain so that in the future they will always be, without you even, they'll be continuing this sort of lifestyle, eating, sports.
More than that, at least sustain the amount of weight they have at that moment of time, rather than worrying about then gaining more, and then from there slowly and gradually try to lose it.
I think I'm speaking on behalf of everyone here when I ask this question. What we've discussed so far on the show actually gives a lot of advice to the young parents out there to raise their young kids. But what I'm about to ask is, what if the kid is already obese? What sort of help can you and advice that you can offer right now? because it's very, very difficult for that person to just think, okay, it's saying to play sports, but I'm too obese to play sports. And the parents might think, you know, my child is, in the most simplest words, if I can say it, is too fat to do this. So it plays a lot of emotional aspect as well. But where can this parent start in putting the child into the correct path? Because I know it's a very difficult journey.
Number one, you need to start with going to your nutritionist or pediatrician, because they are the best people to give you the guidelines, right? And other thing is, as you said, it is easier said than done. You might actually need to enroll the child into counseling not only the child but with the parents, counseling program, because when the child is used to eating a lot of food and sitting around doing nothing, you can't just drag them and say, okay, you have a problem, you need to lose weight. You should not make it a problem. You should speak to the child and you should be involved with the child. So counseling, going to the right nutritionist or the pediatrician can be a good start.
Right. Now, since you mentioned how to speak to your child, every parent watching this right now, Arundhati, is curious how to speak, because me, plainly, I wouldn't know what to say to my little cousin. Maybe I'll just go be like, you're fat. I wouldn't know what to say. Okay, let's role play here. I'm a chubby child. You're my mom, or you're my sister, whatnot. And you're going to tell me how to get onto the fast track of not being obese anymore. So shoot, I'm just a chubby little boy.
You don't. The first thing is you do is, as I said, you role play. We are role playing it, but you have this chubby child and you have an issue here. But the main cause might be you. Give him the wrong food, showing him the wrong things to do, right?
Okay.
So without like hindering yourself, okay, I did something wrong now, my child has a huge weight issue.
Right.
You need to start small, like small things. Say, if I'm feeding you a huge bowl of cereal, sugar cereal, with full fat milk every morning, why don't I just cut it down a little and give you a medium sized bowl of cereal?
So you don't let them know this. You take it onto your mission to change how they eat, and without them knowing, I'm guessing.
Yes, there's no point talking about it, is it? Because everyone has a role to play when a child is chubby, because the child is not born with the food in their hand, like they have to swallow the calories to put on weight. So you need minute changes and keep it up. There is not necessarily need to be discussed.
Right, like you said, there's no need to address the elephant. I'm sorry, the room with. Okay, that came out wrong. I'm sorry, but you know what I mean. There's no point of addressing that, but actually take action without them knowing. So
gradual
it's just like
changes.
A reach around of what to do. Why are you smiling? Okay, I said elephant. I'm sorry. All right, I said it. I said it.
Very awkward moment there.
It was an awkward moment. Hashtag awkward. That's gonna go viral now. News reporter or news person or Good Morning host does say something stupid on fat people. I said it again. Oh my god! I can't. Okay, you know
what? Marketing, Jason. You need to step up.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, what I think we learned today on the show right now is that you need to incorporate everything what we've discussed, and create that urge in the child itself to be more active in the real world. Go out and play with your friends and peers, because that's what we did when we were young, when we were out there, when we were 5-6 years old, which is not happening right now. So to all the parents out there, the people who are watching, the best advice that we could give as Good Morning Sri Lanka presenters, we may not be experts in the field, but we've got an expert. So I think on behalf of everyone, what we could say is change the lifestyle, because I think that's the origin, that's a start. This could be a turning point, and then as Jason said rightfully, your child who is obese now and fat now could actually turn out to be